think there's probably only two things we can say about it. The livery, I think, is going to look absolutely incredible when it hits the sunshine. It's a shame that it was done virtually in a black setting, but that metallic blue and or the red, white, and blue, the tricolor, looks fantastic. Not very technical, I have to say. In terms of the car, gonna have to temper what I'm saying here. It looks very much like last year's car. There's very little to see on there. However, Renault, the Enstone team, Alpine, whichever way you want to put it, historically very good at showing disguised cars with their renders, and even some of the physical cars they've had at launches have been old cars updated with new bits. So it's very hard to know what's real and what's not, particularly on this one. They are renders that we've seen so far, both the official photos and what was shown in the live stream. From what I can see of them, which is all we really have to go on with some, sort of snap analysis just minutes after the launch, is that they haven't made big changes visually to the car. Now, we can think of this two ways. One, that they've got loads of really great stuff that they're going to show us, and this really is just a livery launch of something which is somewhere between the old Renault and the new Alpine A521. I have to get that right now. It's not going to roll off the tongue too easily. Or that they haven't made many changes over the winter. I hope it's the former rather than the latter. We will just have to see. So unfortunately, there's not much nitty gritty we can kind of get stuck into with this car. It's odd that there is a single pair of Renault engined cars out there at all. Obviously, McLaren now have gone from Renault to Mercedes. That's good and bad. I mean, it gives Renault the opportunity to focus on themselves without being distracted. It does mean that they get less data from testing, and obviously in the run-up to the engine freeze regulations for 2022, less data, less mileage out on those engines out there could be a disadvantage. They say they've done lots of work over the winter. That is so often the case. They're much less adept at developing in season in comparison to some of the other engine manufacturers. And I think this year, with only one chance to introduce an updated spec, probably plays a little bit into Renault's hands through the whole of this year. But again, we have to think about when they freeze these engine designs. Lots of talk about them going to a split turbo. Don't know if that's what we'll see in the car here for this year, or if that's something that they're going to introduce at the last minute before the engine freeze for 2022. We'll have to see that. But I think really, both with Renault with the powertrain and Alpine and Stone with the chassis, they really need to be pushing ahead now. You can see McLaren make great leaps. You've got Aston Martin, previously Racing Point, Force India, are now very well funded. They've got that investment they've been looking for so long. Really, if Renault don't step up now and Alpine don't step up now, then they're really going to miss an opportunity, over the next few years. And so far, I don't think on either side we've seen that yet. It's down for them to prove to us that they have that commitment and that ability to succeed again in Formula One.